Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you all are good. So today here we are back with a new video, and this video is going to be number 8 on Navisworks Series. So our today's topic is Navisworks clash detection. And here I have Navis opened on my screen, and this is architectural model. So in order to show you clash report and as well as other features of Navisworks that helps us to resolve clashes, I have to append one more model, which is structural model for this one. And once we do that, so here you can see that there is a structural model which I have appended here. And what I want you to see is the clashes. So how the clashes are resolved in Navisworks, and how it makes us very easy to navigate through everything. We have the clash resolution in Navis as well. I mean in Revit as well, as it is shown here in Collaborate. But here we have very less freedom. We can't set any clearance requirement. I mean, there isn't any option wherein you can put the clearance, and with respect to that, the clash will be generated. So but in Navisworks, what we can do is we can specify each and every detail whatsoever. So as of now, what I will do is I will close all unwanted windows, and I will go and click on this clash detective tab. And once I go here, you can see that on your right there will be the option to add a clash test. So now let us name this as arc versus structure. And once we do that, what we have to do is here, if there are other disciplines, I can simply go on adding the test. And this is reset all. If I reset everything, whatever clashes are there in this particular discipline, everything will be reset. And then here this is compact all, and then delete all. If I delete this, then as this arc versus structure discipline is selected, it will be deleted. So next what we have is the rules. Okay, so here it says ignore the clashes in the same layer. So all these options, same layer as well as group, block, cell, these options are there for CAD files. Okay, so as of now, what we will do is we will uncheck everything, because we want clashes to be coming from all the discipline. Okay, so we will uncheck everything. And once we go to select, so here, as I have taken you to a selection tree in the last video, so what we have here is all the respective categories of the model. So as of now, there is standard, and in standard, like standard as well as compact will look similar, because I have selected the option of dividing the entire project in levels. Okay, so as of now, what we can do is we can select architectural here as well as structural here. So once we do that here, we have to define what elements we want the clash report to be generated. So as of now, if I don't select the surfaces are everything. I mean, if wall is there as well as column is there, so again a wall comes under surface category, as well as column also comes under surface category. So if I uncheck this, what will happen? Navis will not be able to detect any of the clashes. And then these are lines. For example, if there are any model lines, or else if there are any detail lines in CAD, or else in any of the model, and if I select this option, what will happen? Even clashes will be detected for those lines also. And then these are points as well as self intersect. So if there is a wall So if I want to check the intersection between the wall, I mean, if I have created different layers of wall and if I want to check whether they are clashing, this option we can use it and use current selection as well as select in scene. So what we can do is we can drag and select. After that, we can select this option of select in scene. What will happen? Navis will detect the clashes between those elements only. And then what we have here is hard clashes as well as conservative, clearances and duplicates. So these are the types. What like if we are generating any of the clashes, so those clashes has to be categorized as hard or else as conservative. That we can tell to Navis, as well as if there are any links, it can be categorized here. And then this is very, very important. So Navis gives us the option of setting the tolerance. If like in Revit there isn't any option, so if there is a very small tolerance, or else if the element is very nearer to the other element, then also Revit will detect clash if it is intersecting. Okay, no matter how small the intersection is, but Revit will detect that. So here in Navis, we have the option wherein we can decide how much tolerance we want. After that, what we can do is once we are very convinced with the settings, we can simply go to sample architectural as well as sample structural, selection A as well as selection B, and then we can run the test. So once we run the test, these are the number of clashes which are generated between arc as well as structure. So here, if I if I try to increase, this is the max I get. So if I go to items here, the items window has been collapsed down and I'll not be able to see any of the details from it. So if I select this again, it will be back. So what this items is doing is, if I select a clash 2, so clash 2, I mean all these clashes are between arc versus structure. So what is happening here in item 1? Item 1 is displaying all the elements from architectural file. Item 2 is displaying all the elements from structural file. And here there is item 1 is indicated by a red color. Item 2 is indicated by a green color. Okay. So here what we have is highlight. Do I want to highlight all the clashes if I select this, or do I want to highlight only clash 2 which is selected? And then what we have here is use item color. So if I don't use item colors, what will happen? Only 2 elements will be shown, which will be very difficult for me to identify. For example, here in this manner, only 2 elements will be shown again. But if I go to use item color, it becomes very clear for me to understand that there is a clash between item 1 which is red in color and item 2 which is green in color. Okay, if I select this option of highlight all the clashes, whatever clashes are there in this model, 4682, all those clashes are selected. So this isn't useful. And then as you can see here that there is a red element as well as there is a green element, and then these are all wireframe. These all are in wireframe. So as we have selected dimension other, so what is happening? Navis is showing us all the other elements also with respect to these clashes. But if I want to hide everything and if I want only these 2 elements to be visible, in that case I can simply select hide other. And what will happen? All the other elements will disappear, and then as I have selected clash 2, only that will be shown. Okay, so if I come here and if I select this transparent dimming, what is happening? Before it was like in wireframe mode. Now what has happened? Everything is in solid mode, and transparency of the entire model has been grayed out. Okay, this is auto reveal option. So what it will do is, for example, if I am very far away from the element in Navis and still I want to see those clashes, but as I haven't selected the option of transparent dimming, as my entire model is grayed out. If I select this auto reveal option, what will happen is Navis is highlighting, Navis is clearing out the obstacles which are there in the, in front of this clash 3. For example, if I select clash 4, what is happening now? If I unselect this, you can see here that there is a clash between the elements. If I unselect this option of auto reveal again, as everything is in a solid mode, it is very difficult for me to identify where exactly the clash is. So if I select the option of auto reveal, what this will do, this will highlight the clash and it will show me that there is a clash between these elements in that particular area. For example, if I show you one more option here, let me just make this order. What is happening? Okay, see here, I will unselect this, so you can see that there is a wall which was obstructing the clash. So as I have selected the auto reveal, what Navis is doing, Navis is hiding that wall so that I can directly go into that clash. So here, cloud selects. So this is how what I can do is I can directly go and see why there is a clash. So this is how Navis helps us to reveal the clashes if we have selected auto reveal option. Okay, now next, if I go down here, there are viewpoints, and as I have selected the option of auto update, so each clash Navis is considering as a viewpoint. As I go to clash 5, what is happening? Navis is auto updating those viewpoints in the form of a clash. And if I focus on the clash, what will happen? Navis will take me right to it. Okay. So now here, if I go to clash number 115, and as here there is a clash which is already on focused mode. For example, if I select this manual, what will happen? If I go to 14, now Navis is not taking me through that viewpoint. I have to go to that viewpoint manually. For example, if I select on focus clash, what will happen? No matter where I am, Navis will focus on that clash. See, in this manner. Okay. So now let us keep this to auto mode. This is with respect to all the options that we see here in display settings. If I don't want to see the display settings, I can simply uncheck this and it will be hidden. Okay. So now this is what we have covered, display settings, and then even I have covered items here to show you how can we identify which item is coming from what model. Okay, so now let us keep this to transparent dimming option, and what will happen now is we can see that everything is in wireframe mode, and this also becomes very easy for us to understand where exactly the clash is. Okay, so now as I have taken you through different options of the clashes, here one more thing is left, which is assigning. So for example, as all these clashes are in red color now, and if I go to assign option, what Navis is allowing me, for example, if there are multiple people working on a project, I have the freedom to assign this clash to anyone. I have the freedom to decide whether this particular clash isn't important or it has already been solved. I can simply go here and I can click here that this clash has been approved, and then this clash is active, and there are other options also. So for example, what happens is whenever we are sending a file to the client, as there are 4682, so client doesn't want to waste all his time to go through these many clashes. So what we have to do is we have to create a report of the clashes. For example, clash 5, I will select it as approved, And what client will do is client will only focus on those clashes, unnecessary, unwanted clashes, uh, which are already resolved, or which aren't, or else which doesn't need to be considered. All those clashes we can simply give them a different category of color, and the other person will understand that those clashes are not required to be seen. Okay, for example, if I have solved this, so the other person will not go through this clash again, as here these are the active clashes, only these clashes will be reviewed. Okay, so here we can also assign this to any of the person, and we can write here notes, resolve this at the earliest, resolve this at the earliest. So now what will happen is, when I generate the report, even this message will be coming along with it, and the person will understand to whom this clash was assigned, and accordingly he will be acting on it. So here we have the option of grouping the clashes also. For example, if I go to Revit and if I go to add-ins, first I have to see whether BIM track I have installed it or not. Okay, so as of now there is no BIM track. Do I have BIM track here? Here as well I don't have BIM track. So okay, here there is BIM track, fine. So what this BIM track will do, this BIM track will help me to group the clashes. For example, there are these many number of clashes, and I want to group these clashes based on the levels, or else I want to group these clashes based on some other category. For example, intersection A as well as intersection B, or else I will be assigning these clashes to someone, and I want to group those clashes which are assigned to me. Or else if I want to group the clashes with respect to levels, I can install this add-in which is BIM track, and if I simply define the grouping mode, what will happen, Navis will group all those clashes, and I will be able to see those clashes in particular group, and this number that you see here, it will be coming down. So if there are multiple people working in a file, it will be very easier for them to go through it. For example, see, now all these clashes are segregated with respect to different level, and here clashes have come down. So this indicates that there are only 17 group of classes, and we can assign this parking clashes to one team, or else we can decide that this parking clashes we will be resolving first, and then we'll be going on to the other levels. So here with the help of the BIM track, we can group the clashes, which will be very easier for the other team to coordinate. And what if I want to create a report of all the clashes? What if I want to create a report of all the clashes? For example, as of now, I will just go back. I will press Ctrl Z. Let all the clashes be in ungrouped manner, so that I can show you how it will come if I prepare the report. Okay, and there is a switchback also which I want to take you through. I want to check in Revit directly. So for that purpose, the very first thing that I have to do is I have to go to add-ins, and I have to enable this Navisworks switchback. Once I do that, I have to again go to Navis. I have to select this class 3, and here there is the icon of switchback. If I click on switchback, what is happening here? Revit window was popping up, which is finding a relevant view to show that element. As of now, the element has been selected, and here, as you can see, it is getting highlighted. Okay, but the best method once the element is highlighted is to get the element ID for that element, and then what we can do is we can simply orbit around to find out where exactly that element is. We can also select wireframe option and just identify where exactly that element is. And here you can see that once we do wireframe, that element is highlighted in blue, and it becomes convenient for us to understand this is the element which is clashing, and we have to resolve the clash between that element. Still, this element is selected. I have copied the element ID. Now what I will do is I will press BX. Once I press BX, it will directly take me to that wall which is clashing with the other element. I can simply extend my I can simply open the section box and can find out how can I resolve the clash between those elements. So this is how Navisworks switchback option is used. The only thing that you have to take care is here this is here this is Revit 24. So you have to make sure that even your Navisworks version matches. Okay, it has to be 2024, and the file that you will be exporting from Revit, that file should have the same name. If you are changing the file name again, it will be a problem, and Navis won't be able to use the switchback feature. So this is how we will be resolving the clashes. Now it comes to report. So for creating the report, the convenient method is to generate the HTML report, and then that HTML report can be used in Excel to create a report which will be very easy to go through later. Okay, as of now, what I can do is I can bring this down a bit, and here there is the tab which I can't see. So let me just bring that tag back. Okay, here this is the items. What I can do is I can go to reports. To go to reports, first you will close that window, the secondary window that was open, and just bring this down a bit. Or else what you can do is you can simply open this and you can go to reports. Once you go to report, what you will be doing is you will select the HTML option. Here this option is also there, create all the clashes in the form of viewpoint. But again, as the number of viewpoints will become more, what will happen, your Navis will take a bit long to generate the graphics. Again, there'll be a trouble. So it's better that you select the option of HTML. And if there are multiple tests here, so do you want all those tests to be combined together, or you want them to be coming separately? So based on that, you can select. So as of now, as there is only one clash, so what we'll do is we'll select the current test, and then I will click on the option of generate report. I have to specify the part where exactly I want my report to be saved, and once that report is saved, how it will open, that I will show you now. So here we have another clash report of 37 clashes. What we will do is we will try to extract the report on this one. So here we will select the option of HTML tabular, and as there is only one test, so we will select current test. If there are multiple tests, so we have to decide whether those tests we want as combined or in a separate category. As of now, we will select the option of write report, and we have to specify the place where we have to save it, and the system will generate the report. And if I show you here, this is how our report will be. So what if we want to send this report to someone in the form of Excel? What we can do is, our Excel is open here. We can simply drag this HTML file to our Excel, and Excel will adapt its entire format. Whatever changes we have to do, we can do it here. For example, if we want to highlight that yellow is the color through which we have to pay attention more, and green color ones are resolved. So this is how we can pass out the information to the client. So this is how we can extract the report in the form of HTML tabular, and then we can get this on Excel, and we have more freedom when it comes to editing in this form. So this is how clash test will be done in Navis. And thank you, learners. As always, let us rise and shine together. Thank you so much.